All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Freezin for NFC North Podcast, episode 183. We are opening a can tonight for the draft, the NFC North 2026 draft preview, team and player needs, targets, all that stuff. We are just over a week away from the draft. I'm not one for mock drafts, so it's all about talking about it and all of that stuff rather than actually doing it, because who knows how it's going to go. But what we do know is Wednesday nights, 9:30 CST, we are here, and we're talking NFC North stuff, and we're also talking about my 2025 NFC North champion Chicago Bears, which you can find everywhere. I'm still looking for – I may have to create my T-shirt for the NFC North champions so everyone can see that. So that's coming. But as we get started, you can find me on NFLOutdated on YouTube, on Twitter X, on Instagram, and you can find us on Freezin 4 on TikTok. And welcome in after it's been a while, but Dale from Average Trees, where can everyone find you as we get started?
So our old Twitter got hacked, so you can find us at AVG Cheese Pod. There's like 65 friends now rather than the thousands that we had, but yeah, we're back.
We got to get you back. Yes, definitely. Always enjoy all your insights and I think who may have hacked it.
No,
I think it was probably Caleb.
We're like 28 seconds in. Always talking about your guy.
Always. And as we also get started, Dre, where can everyone find you?
You can hit me up on X, Twitter, at Skullman Sports. Thanks for having me once again.
Absolutely. And double the Packer power tonight. Always glad to have you back as well. Trev, where can everyone find you?
You can find me everywhere, RevTrevNFL. I make passionate, realistic content, and I'm excited for the draft. I just can't wait for August to start. It's been way too long since football's been on. So.
It is. I mean, you're killing with the content. Both of you guys do great content. I lag behind at times, but I definitely try to match the energy that you guys have. And someone who always has energy when he comes on, unless the Lions are losing, but you usually have energy. Seventh letter, where can everyone find you?
7th letter 4, Twitter X, same OG on Instagram and Facebook. What's up, fellas? How y'all doing tonight?
Well, yeah, I mean, great. Obviously, off season, everyone's great. Everyone's 0-0. There's so much hope. So much hope in the draft coming up next week. Obviously, it's in Pittsburgh. This is going to be the first year in a few years that I am not going to be at the draft. So I will, probably be doing a live podcast during the draft. Some other Bears people. So I got to hobnob with the Bears family once in a while.
Go into your little bubble
where you feel safe.
Word.
Hey, I'm Teflon right now, as you know. Nothing on Twitter can hurt me, and like I say, my Bears are 2025 NFC North champions. We are the reigning champs, and until proven otherwise, we're on top of the NFC North, Kings of the North.
It's like the 5th time you said this shit. We ain't been on. How long we been on?
Less than 4 minutes.
Yeah, like every minute you can say.
Well, Dale hasn't heard it in a while, and Trev's been off for a little bit as well. So, well, let's go ahead and kind of dive right in. Obviously, draft stuff's coming up. 7th letter, your Lions. When you look at the picks, all right. What are you kind of targeting? What are you hoping they're going to get as far as maybe the first round pick or some of their position targets?
Well, I prefer us getting a tackle, but like if we get another linebacker or another cornerback in the first round, the best player, whoever's the best player available in those positions, I'll be pretty happy. Even if we even go get a safety in the second round, that'll be all right with me too. I would even try to bring back Iffy Melifonwu, but whatever. We're talking about the draft. Edge rusher, honestly, like we were so bad last year, but like I said, I just felt like we missed the a couple of pieces that got injured in the preseason, and they never got to play. And it's just, I want to stop the run more so than rush the passer. I just think, you know, when you can't stop the run, then you're just a slave to whatever the offense wants to do. And so I want to have a good defense where we can compete and get into the playoffs. So whatever they decide to do, if it's defensive line, it don't necessarily have to be a edge rusher, but if we can get some type of interior rusher, I think that's a little bit more important. That helps the pass rush a whole lot. So interior rusher more. I like interior rushers more so than edge rushers. I think Aiden Hutchinson does enough out there. We did it with a free agent last year. He's gone now, but I think if we just let Marcus Davenport walk and try somebody else, you know what I'm saying, I think we'll be all right. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not sure, but I trust Brad Holmes. I know everybody else doesn't. All it takes is 1 year to just ruin 5 years of, you know, 4 years, 3 years of just successful, you know, 3 successful years, and 1 year to make it all, you know, go away. And he's terrible. Like, I trust them that they know what we need and they'll get it done. I'm just here to watch and see what he does because I trust him still.
You know, and it's interesting. Like, I think a lot of people are doing the mock drafts, and I did one with like all 32 teams, and then I kind of listened to some of the people. You know, had some good takes and everything like that. But what I'm hearing, this is kind of a draft that's really not especially in the first round. There's no consensus, and it'll just be interesting to see. Kind of, it's almost like one of the fantasy drafts. Like, if there's a run on offensive linemen, something like that's going to go, or edge rushers. And I mean, what are your thoughts, you know, Dale, when you kind of have been looking at the draft, maybe for the Lions or, you know, obviously eventually the Packers, but I mean, as far as edge rushers, have you really studied much of the draft yet?
When I look at the Lions, though, it's not like they're that far away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with Seventh Letter. You pick the best guy out there. Because you don't have, like, the Lions don't have a specific need that is that drastic compared to the rest of their roster. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Packers have a need that is so great at corner. They have to, in my opinion, take a corner in the second round. You have to. Absolutely. I don't think the Lions have that. I think they have a strong enough roster and enough depth at almost every position that they don't have to stretch or reach for a guy just because they know that he's not going to be there in the second round.
I agree totally. I think
you know, yeah. You look at pick 17. They're kind of right in the middle there. It'll be interesting. Some of these teams, like even the Bears or the Lions, if they kind of look at who's there, and maybe there's a team that falls in love with Ty Simpson or something, and one of our teams is able to trade back, because I am okay with that.
Back word. I agree. I would like to trade back and get some more picks. Maybe we could pick up another second or third rounder. I'm with that too. So, like, it's nobody in the draft that I'm in love with, especially at the number we're picking. So it's like, if we're able to grab a corner later, because I like Terrion Arnold, but I think that's a need. I'm not sold on him. He's all right. He's all right. I need somebody that can go out there and we can blitz if we have to, put him on an island, and somebody that don't, you know, want to still, like, you know, kidnap people and stuff, man. I don't need that on my team. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no kidnappers on my team. I don't like that. You know, I just don't think kidnapping is like for NFL players. Like, just call the cops, yo. You a millionaire, dummy. You know what I'm saying? Call them again. Buy another one. Jewelry. You got insurance on it. It's not worth it. You know? I can't stand it, man. Can't stand it.
It blows my mind, you know. Obviously, when these players or athletes with all this money, where they make some of these choices, obviously, you know, you don't know what's going on in their life, but like, seriously, like, I mean, Falcons, or the Falcons player that's, I don't know what's going on with him. There's just a lot going on, but yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, and I think when you talk about drafting, a lot of teams we'll talk about character. Obviously, you look at in the past, that's why Randy Moss fell down, because of character at the time. Although I think there's more research and ability to kind of look into that stuff than there was at that time. But I mean, obviously, you want a player that's going to have their head on straight.
If you ain't gonna have your head on straight and you want to be a dummy, you know what I'm saying, have like 5 picks. All right, like, you know what I'm saying, have some interceptions. He got 1 in 2 years. You ain't good enough to kidnap nobody.
Jeez.
He's not, yo. He's not. If you're gonna kidnap somebody, give me at least 5 picks. I need 5 interceptions, man. Forced fumbles, like some forced fumbles or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no patience for that, especially when we losing. I don't got no patience for nobody that want to be done. Get them off the team. I don't care. Whatever. Sorry that they kept breaking in your house and stealing your stuff. But catch some interceptions and I'll fight for you. I promise you I'll fight for you.
So you're talking about Terrion Arnold, correct?
Yeah. I'll fight for you. I'll fight for Brian Branch. I love him, yo. Hit him late. I don't care. Hit him late. You know why? He don't miss tackle. You know what I'm saying? He causes turnovers. You know what I'm saying? He has breakup passes. This I'm about to curse.
This
break up a pass, for Christ's sakes, before you want to kidnap somebody. Break up some pass.
Right after Easter, too.
Yeah, I didn't curse, bro. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Cam Sutton, beat up his girl. He got off the team, right?
Jeez.
Whatever. Get off my team. You're not good enough to beat up your girl. No.
Lord.
Well, speaking of not good enough, let's go ahead and look at the Packers. Obviously,
didn't see that coming.
Trevor. When you look at the Packers draft, I mean, you were good at a couple of years ago picking one of your guys. So when you look at the players or positions you're looking at, Trev, what are your thoughts on the Green Bay Packers draft?
Yeah, so I'm with Dale in the regards to we need a cornerback. I don't know, like, just looking at the top cornerbacks, who will be available there at our pick. I'm hoping that we land someone with some incredible athleticism, and also it'd be nice to have a little bit of height, because sometimes those DBs get bullied by those larger wide receivers in the NFL. But that pick 52, I mean, that's the thing. We don't pick till 52. It's a little rough. And then the next one's 84. So you're sitting there and like, that's tough. So I don't mind going maybe if there's a great lineman there. I don't mind if there's a great I don't know if it's edge rusher. Could be a edge rush to replace Gary, or someone to help solidify the middle of the defense like Wyatt does, because you kind of have to have a couple of those guys. I wish we still had Kenny Clark, but I'll take Micah Parsons over him any day of the week. But when I'm looking at that, those are some of the drafts slots that I'm looking at and going, and now with what we have and with the trades we made, we actually need to draft a wide receiver this draft as well, in my opinion. And I'm not saying we need to do it at 52, but they usually be able to find some of these gems. For example, Dontavian Wicks was a 5th round pick. And so we got a 5th and a 6th for him. I mean, talk about incredible value. And I didn't want to lose him, but making a $12.5 million with the Eagles. Now, some of these things that we might be able to do is plug holes, and I don't think Dale's going to be happy about this one, but even bringing a guy like Travion Diggs back to help. There's little things like that, they keep talking about Lawrence from the New York Giants, trading for him, a 2nd round and a 5th round for him. I just think like there's a couple of those things that I wonder if they're going to get creative that way instead of drafting a guy. But I think I'm with Dale. I'd really like to get a cornerback at that 52 pick.
Yeah, Dale, add to that a little bit. I mean, obviously, Trev said like height, it looks like I'm looking at top quarterbacks, Mansour Delane, 6 foot out of LSU, Jermod McCoy, 6'1" out of Tennessee, Colton Hood out of Tennessee, 6 foot. And
They're
then
all
D'Angelo.
Yep.
Yeah, D'Angelo Pond's 5'9", and then Avion Terrell, 5'11". Yeah, I mean, it really, you can go deep into the draft. Brandon Cisse, South Carolina, 6 foot. So, maybe later in the draft you get, if you want someone that's bigger.
Yeah, the top 10 guys are all like 6 foot or 6'1" and under, all of them. My draft crush is Chris Johnson out of San Diego State. That's the guy I think will be there at 52 that the Packers can draft. He's right in that window. Some mocks or, the experts have him at 42, between 42 and 60. So he's in the range, right? And the Packers love their Raz guys. And Chris Johnson is a Raz guy. He's like a 9.82 or something Raz score. The Packers love those guys. Even if they can't play football, we still love those guys, right? Like that's what we do. We draft guys with those kind of numbers. I'm not a big Trayvon Diggs guy, but he's garbage. Right. He played. Yeah. Anyway, they need something there.
Passing over that.
Yeah. I just think that's the guy. They have to make that pick there. I don't agree on the whole wide receiver thing because if there is a room in the Packer organization that has depth, it's the wide receiver. What?
Yes, definitely. I don't even know.
They have depth at no other position. And I worry. I'm with you that you want to replace Dontavian Wicks. When you pick in the 5th round, you don't get – if you're picking a wide receiver in the 5th round, you're not getting a for sure Dontavian Wicks, right? Like they hit gold in the 5th round there. That is a player.
Platinum. We'll say platinum.
I mean, I don't know if he's a platinum guy, but he can play. You don't pay a guy $12.5 million if he can't play, right? The Eagles got something there, right? I would love to see them go corner. The edge rusher, because Micah Parsons isn't going to be there for the Force until week 4, week 5, something like that. That's an issue. And the rest of the group, that edge group, is awful. I would love Lucas Van Ness to finally be something, but he just keeps proving it year after year that he isn't. He's a guy. He's a try-hard guy. The Packers reached for him. He didn't work out.
I'll take it.
I'm hearing draft wise, obviously the Bears need an edge as well, but I'm hearing like Keldrick Falk out of Auburn, TJ Parker out of Clemson, Akeem Mesidor out of Miami. Like these are even Mason Thomas out of Oklahoma, or even Zion Young. So it seems like there's a decent amount of edge rushers available. But, maybe there is one there at the Packers pick.
TJ Parker is a Packers edge guy. 6'3", 265. Like he's big. The Packers like big edge guys. They picked up JJ Inigbar in the 5th, 6th round a couple of years ago. Productive guy. I don't know that there is a high line guy that you stretch for in round 2 or even round 3. I think they have to hope for the best later on in the draft for edge guys. It's not like a couple of years ago where it was like, damn, there's so many talented edge guys out there that you're going to get one. That this year isn't that year.
All right, so let's go ahead
But your wide receiver comment, I don't know what we're seeing differently here, Dale. Like you're talking Watson, Reed, Golden. Then what?
Well, they just drafted Savion Williams in the 2nd or 3rd round last year. Like they have to think that he's something. You have two potential number ones in Watson and Golden, right? You have Jaden Reed, you have Savion Williams. Like if you're going to look for a spot where there's a need, I just don't think wide receiver is a need when there are so many other holes that the Packers need to fill.
Trevor,
Can you trust Golden at this point though?
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't seen.
I mean, I like his skill. Don't get me wrong. Nothing against him. It's just we haven't seen much from him.
Sure. No, I mean, but you draft him in the 1st round. You got to throw him out there. And the Packers didn't throw him the football last year. You have to now start throwing that man the football because you've invested the first round pick, first time since Javon Walker in like 2003 or whatever it was, 2004.
I mean,
you have to play that guy.
Sure, the Vikings though drafted Troy Williamson, and look how that turned out. So I'm just saying, like, just because you draft somebody in the first round doesn't mean.
Well, was Troy Williamson in South Carolina wide receiver?
Yeah.
I think the
and then
never draft
another first rounder draft.
Never draft a South Carolina wide receiver. The Bears learned that as well. So as long as it's not
Unless
South
your name's
Carolina.
Sterling Sharp.
Speaking of the Bears,
except Sidney Rice, I think Sidney Rice is South Carolina, if I remember correctly.
The Bears let DJ Moore go, okay, and then they Adunze they have, and then they got Burden, which they're very happy with. They're happy with Loveland, but they're gambling a bit too there as well. If you think about it, when you think about the Bears and you're thinking, oh, Burden and Adunze, like that's a good combo, and it's like, well, until you hit the playoffs. Golden played better in one game than Burden played in 2 playoff games.
How many catches did he make?
Yeah, I'm just telling you the facts here, my friend.
In one game.
But the point is that you have 3 wide receivers in Green Bay, right? And Savion Williams is the guy you're going to be. What did we see last year from him that you're like, hey, can't wait to get him the ball. Oh, and then it's like, but don't worry, we got Bo Melton, right? He's been in the system for that's what we're talking about here. So that's why I'm confused where your confidence is coming from and where I think that we will need a wide receiver somewhere in the draft. I'm not saying that we need to pick him in the second round, but I don't understand where the confidence is. And I think our Vikings friend here, Skullman Sports, makes a great point that we haven't seen it with Golden yet, and we expect Golden to have a great year. Don't get me wrong. I'm hoping, but what are we talking about? Great year? 1,000 yards? Are we talking 600 yards? Like what?
Yeah, Packer wide receiver hasn't had 1,000 yards in how many years? It's been a while.
Totally.
But can I ask both of you guys a question? So when you talk about wide receiver, what prototype wide receiver would add value to the Packers? Like someone who's taller, because looking at the later round wide receivers, there may be a couple here or there. Chris Brazell out of Tennessee, 6'4". Like, are you looking for someone who's taller or someone to stretch the defense? Because like Casey Concepcion, 6 foot, he's the 6th one there. Denzel Boston. Omar Cooper Jr. Like, what would you be looking for the type of wide receiver that might fit in a later round and fit in this offense? Because a lot of it, I think, is probably what is this LaFleur offense going to continue to look like? Because I mean, is he going to then trust a rookie wide receiver to do anything?
No. The answer to that is no. If you have a first round pick and you don't throw him the ball more than 30 times, you're going to draft a guy in round 5 and expect him to be the guy all of a sudden? I don't. I mean, I stand on that. I don't think the Packers are going to draft a wide receiver maybe before the 5th or 6th round. I would say if you're asking me and they have to draft a wide receiver, it's a possession guy. You've got guys that can run, right? You have Watson and Golden who can both run. You have a slot guy in Jaden Reed. I would say you need a possession guy. You need a bigger bodied possession guy. That's what I would draft if I were drafting a wide receiver late.
Maybe
there's a fair point. The only thing is, again, sorry, I feel like I'm flogging this, but like Watson's health has been questionable at best over there. So now if Watson goes down as well, now we're talking Reed, Golden, Williams, Melton. It's getting worse here, Dale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that's every position on the Packer roster.
Here's what I
just made a video
down,
regarding that yesterday about that we need more depth. And we definitely need more depth in multiple positions for sure.
I've been told, though, that a superstar quarterback can overcome those wide receiver issues.
True.
What are you talking about?
Brett Favre's proof of that.
Talking about the 24 touchdown throwing quarterback. Andy?
Are we talking
No,
about
no,
your
no,
guy?
no. We're talking about Jordan Love now. So we're talking about Jordan Love. So I mean, obviously, I maybe the Packers are really banking on Tucker Kraft. Is Tucker Kraft going to be back week 1?
I don't think so. I hope so.
Y'all missed him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Y'all did.
That would be huge right there. I think, Trev,
1,000%. I'm telling you right now, we would have made some noise if we had Parsons and Kraft last year in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
And that's not even a stretch. That's not even a hot take.
No, it's not.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
He tough. He make y'all tough. He makes y'all real tough, and that's why the Bears.
I guess that's the one guy I did not mention is Musgrave and he hasn't been someone we could rely on, but that's another guy that's one of those quote unquote weapons. I don't know. I'd rather have Tucker or Kraft, but we're in a bit of a jam there.
He's a jag.
Receiver wise, let's put it that way.
Well, here's the other question, Dale. I mean, we're talking about draft picks here, right? And trusting your GMs. We kind of went through, and was it last week we did the best GMs, or best coaches, best GMs a few weeks ago. I mean, do you trust Gutekunst to make these picks and find the right talent in the later rounds?
I mean, the Packer fans are so roller coaster on Brian Gutekunst, right? He picks up Micah Parsons and we're over the moon, right? Because he possibly is a Hall of Fame type talent. He also missed on Nate Hobbs. I think he sort of missed on Aaron Banks. I don't know. It depends on what's happening year to year. Do I trust him? Yeah. Do I think he makes mistakes? Absolutely he does, but they all do. When you look through any roster in the NFL and their GM has made mistakes with guys. So do I trust him? The answer simply is yes. I think he will make the right moves. I'm a little disappointed that he didn't go out and get an actual corner in free agency and then end up with, St. Juice or whatever his name is, who is just a guy. He's a depth guy. I was hoping to get a starter. And the Packers cannot go into week 1 with an undrafted free agent in Keyshawn Nixon, who I love, and a 7th round pick in Carrington Valentine. Those are your starting corners in Green Bay without Micah Parsons and no pass rush. That's going to be ugly. It's going to be awful. So Gutekunst is going to have to hit in the 2nd round, and he's going to have to hit probably the first 3 picks are going to have to be players that can start or play significant snaps right away. If not, shoot, I'm not coming on this podcast. That's the amount of Caleb Williams shit I'm going to have to listen to. I won't be able to deal with that. I'm too soft for that. It's going to be awful in Green Bay if we can't figure it out quickly.
All right, well, let's go ahead and pivot to a GM that has not made a mistake at all as of yet. Because they really don't have one. The Minnesota Vikings. All right. Skullman, Dre. When you look at the Vikings, what are you kind of looking for the strategy going into the draft?
So I think the biggest position that we're going to be obviously looking at is safety, mostly on the fact that oh God. That's not good. First off, that comment is just that's not gonna happen. Honestly, because the 1st round pick is they'll be any good, relatively average GM will be able to get a better pick than an 8th round for any 1st round pick.
There is no 8th round.
There's only 7 rounds, so yeah,
Sorry.
All right, so you're talking about safety, right?
Yeah, safety. Yeah. So I think obviously the one that a lot of fans are looking at, and a lot from you hear it is Thieneman from Oregon, however you pronounce his last name. I think that's the biggest one. And then after that, there's rumors he may be taken at that point. Hilariously, another Oregon player that they're going to look at is obviously Sadiq. I think that's another position, tight end, that they could pull through. outside of that, if they're not able to get those, I would say those two players at that position, unless there's like a skill player that is like best at their position, like if for some random reason Jemiah Love is falling to 18, they are not taking him. I don't think he's gonna fall. I can hope, and they can pick him. That type of thing. If there's like one of those types of drafts, I don't know. They can take him. But outside of that, like outside of those two positions, like those two players from Oregon, and then Love maybe, like there, I would feel fine with them trading back. Because like similarly to the Packers, we need depth at positions, like on defense mainly. On an offensive line, we just need depth. So like, and I think any other position that they would be looking at, like there's a decent amount of them like that you could get in round 2, round 3. So I would say like we would focus honestly on like specific players, and if they fall to 18, which like based on a lot of draft mocks that like I've been reading, a lot of them have them falling, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think aside from Love is the only one who I don't think is gonna fall, and I think a lot of people do, but who knows? It may happen. And if it does, I'd love it. But you know, I think those two Oregon players are the big two. I will say from a safety perspective, looking at the other players, there's other people that they could get in like round 2 and get really good safeties that they're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but tight end wise, like the only other one aside from Sadiq that I would really, really, really want to go for is Stowers from Vanderbilt. I think he's like a number 2 to Sadiq, because Sadiq is such a ridiculous tight end, but Stowers I think like has like a lot of very similar attributes. It's just because like, I mean, you go to Vanderbilt, you're not as like out there as much. So, but he is, I think, based on just looking at like the pro days and looking at all like the 40s, the bench presses, all that type of stuff, and the qualities that from a data perspective show that are, when you put them together, show that they're most likely to succeed like years forward. I think that like he is, I think like within like 30% of Sadiq. So he's pretty close there. He's just not on the same level. So I think like he has a lot of great attributes. He's tall, he's like fast, strong, all that, and he can jump high. You know, that's a really good tight end from just a stats perspective. I mean, I don't know how good of a player.
I tell you what,
I haven't watched his tape or anything, but
I tell you what, Dre, a tall tight end would be good for Kyler Murray to be able to see him.
Yo.
But it is interesting.
My question is why don't you have a GM, and who's making calling the shots here?
I mean, we talked about like Brzezinski's the financial side of it, I think, but I think like arguably the unofficial GMs of this draft, offensive side is KOC, defensive side is Flores. Like that's how they're, and obviously KOC and Flores communicate very well. So I think like they'll be communicating. Like if you ever see any of the war room like tapes like after the draft or whatever, or like on Twitter during the draft, you know, like they're going to be talking to each other. I think Brzezinski's legitimately there just to deal with the finance side of things. I think it's going to be mostly through KOC and Flores, which I would say, even though they haven't really had any going off of the point that Andy made, that we don't have a GM. We have a coach. We have the two coaches that are the head of the two offense and defenses, and they're going to be making the big picks versus a GM, which is a unique scenario, I will say.
But so I'm confused. So your financial advisors going to stand at the podium and say, this is who we're picking, or is it KOC, or is it Florida? Who's standing there making the pick?
You got fans.
Trev, I don't care who it is. I want it mic'd up. I want to, like, this is like made for TV stuff. Like seriously, like going back and forth, seeing those guys going, I mean,
like, what are they waiting for? Like, is there nobody available? Like, This is the weirdest. You're a couple weeks from the draft, and
Well,
you don't have anyone.
Well, no, it's that the owners, they trust KOC and Flores. That's where they're putting their money right now. That's in the GM. If you bring a GM like into this, they're gonna like clash heads. So it's not worth it. And then like honestly, like they just want to kind of see how it goes. And Brzezinski has shown that he is a good financial side of it, which like honestly is part of it. And honestly, this year, like KOC is on a fairly warm seat. I will say that. So they're putting their trust in him and that he knows what the type of players that he wants and all that. And same with Flores. I've said this past few weeks is that if KOC gets tanked, Flores is right there for them to just be like, hey, here's a coach. So
how crazy is this though? Like I feel like the commitment, and maybe Dale, you can weigh in on this too. Like I feel like with the commitment that they made to Flores, and if you're saying that KOC is on the hot seat, like it's almost
slightly
like
warm, not hot, slightly
warm. Okay, warm seat. I mean,
there is a difference.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want that. I've had a lot of dysfunction in my front office, Chicago front office for many years. Obviously now we've got it somewhat right, I think. But I don't know, Dale. I wouldn't want that power struggle between offensive and defensive coaches.
Not if you don't have a GM, right? Flores is going to beat the crap out of KOC on the way to the microphone, right? I would love to have a camera. They should just have a camera in the Vikings war room when they get because they're both going to be fighting right there in the middle of the
I do too, because I think what he might wear is KOC still has it from last summer. He's still got my T-shirt that says the big KOC on it. He'll probably wear that on the draft night.
But here's the thing, like even if Flores like disagrees with it, let's just say like this scenario that I'm putting in my head is headcanon, right? Like, and even if like KOC gets fired, Flores comes in, that offense that KOC drafts, Flores has to be relatively okay with. He can't come in like as an interim coach and be like, oh yeah, and try to do well. Like he still has to kind of do well with that same draft picks. So he has to show, I guess, some like aspects to it. And the thing is, defensively, I would say arguably on a defensive side, the draft isn't bad. Like there's a decent amount like of talent there that you can get in the second or third day. The offensive side is where I think the draft is a little weak, relatively speaking. And so I think that's where, like I said, if they can get those specific players, cool. If they can't, trade back, because there is some like players that are a little bit like second, third round, maybe fourth round picks that you could pick up. And there are better defense, like a lot better defensive players. And that's where I think the communication is. Like if, for example, Sadiq is taken at 17 and like they really think, oh, Stowers, maybe we could wait, like given who's drafting and everything, maybe they could just be okay, we'll take a defensive player. All right, Flores, who do you really, really like? Who's available? Go for it. Or if like they feel like, okay, there's not really anyone we feel we can take back, they will be communicating. And then that's where Brzezinski comes in and he can go and talk to insert whatever team to just try to trade back and get more picks, which then obviously makes the team better overall. So I think, and from a fan perspective, you can't like, it's all, I'm not them.
In 10 years, there's going to be a 30 for 30 on this, and I am here for it, especially if it all goes down the tube. So, I had a question.
I'm with you, man. Yes. It sounds horrific. I mean, like we got the financial advisor there for what? The picks? Is he signing contracts on the dotted line right there?
The Bears had that for so many years, and it screwed things up. They had no
Brzezinski,
idea.
Though, has been a part of the organization. He's not just this rando. He's been a GM. He's been there. He's been there, so he knows the organization. He's just, relatively speaking, he's better on the financial side of things. Oh. So I think, like, when it comes to, like, honestly, when Spielman, he was, like, the interim GM like when, if I remember correctly, like right before Spielman became the main GM, like he was there, like he was the like temporary GM, and he did okay. He wasn't a great GM, but he was obviously better on the financial side. They kept it around. And what Spielman did, all the finances was Brzezinski, all the cap stuff, even through honestly Kwesi and everything, all the financial side of everything was Brzezinski. He's the one that dealt with the cap. Like he is good. He's not gonna. He may lose arguably his job as GM. He's not losing whatever his title was before he's interim GM this time. He's not losing that. He has done a really good job from a financial standpoint. So they trust him in that. So that's why I think like they are good, at least when it comes to KOC and dealing with Flores and like communicating. They'll obviously both be there. So they've been communicating this entire offseason. So they're going to work to find what is the best. And again, from those two coaching standpoints, like Andy, you like say like there's been like issues like with the Bears coaching and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have more trust from just a fan base in an offense from KOC and a defense 100% with Flores. Like arguably some of the best coaches in the division at their respective positions. So it's like, you know, like it's not a bad thing that they're going to be drafting the players that they want in theory.
I tell you what, I and we'll talk about this next week a little bit more too, but I beg and implore everyone on draft, especially round one, but even further on, to pay attention to Vikings Twitter. It is going to be amazing. Vikings Twitter never disappoints regardless, but this is going to be a next level question, like whose pick was this? Obviously this is Flores. Oh, he's got control. This is going to be amazing. I'm excited. But I couldn't be more excited. I could be more excited for something else, but obviously 2025 came and went, and Chicago Bears didn't make the Super Bowl. We're a year ahead. We still are NFC North champs. So when we're looking at the draft strategy, obviously, you know, my Bears have some needs. All right. Edge is one of them still. Defensive line still. We do have a center, but hopefully we get someone in the draft long term. Safety is a concern. Obviously, we got Kobe Bryant, but we need another safety position, linebacker, offensive lineman, and I think, yes, maybe a wide receiver later in the draft as well. So I did a mock draft, and I picked with my 25th pick, I picked Caden Proctor, and then I let some of the other draft pundits on that podcast talk about it, and they ripped it to shreds. And I said, okay, yeah, I maybe Caden Proctor is a good prospect, but not as good as I thought. And so I'm kind of hearing from even Nate Tice, his son, he's the son of former Vikings and Bears coach, Mike Tice. He talked about how what's that?
I said, let's go.
Yeah, and he just was talking about how Caden Proctor, he's big, but he doesn't necessarily have all the tools and stuff like that. So I kind of been rethinking that, and I think if there's an edge there at 25, I think that would be huge. I've seen Zion Young, Missouri, a possible pick. So some other ones at that spot, obviously Arvell Reese, David Bailey would probably be gone, but Keldrick Falk, TJ Parker, even Akeem Mesidor. So I think the Bears are probably going to go. TJ Parker would fit as well because he's a 4-3 end role in the Bears defense. So I think they're going to go defense with the 25th pick. If they trade back, I'm okay with that as well. So what are your thoughts, everyone else's thoughts on the Bears first pick being a defensive edge player?
I don't feel a thing.
You're not shaking in your boots like if it was
because you can't beat us. So you're the only motherfucker we could beat. So I'm good.
Hey, the last week didn't really matter. All right, it didn't matter.
You don't even have he don't got enough pride after getting his ass whooped so bad the first game. He ain't want to get his hit back. He gave y'all 50, man, for Christ's sake.
What about you, Trev? What are your thoughts on the Bears going defensive end or defense in the first pick?
I mean, I just feel like they're at that stage where it's best player available because there's a number of guys that could really improve that Bears roster. So, but yeah, I mean, obviously you got to get to the quarterback or else you're not going to go far. I thought Sweat was the guy that you were all over like a fat kid on a Smartie, but
what used to say the Sweat effect.
But yeah, I think any team's looking, but at 25, it's hard to get an elite one. I think there might be better options like at O-line or somewhere like that. That's what usually drops because everyone wants all those premium edge rushers or whatever. But like we were saying tonight, it doesn't look like it's a loaded draft of those guys. So.
Well, and there could be a run on offensive lineman because that's what ended up being with our draft that I did. It was a run on tackles. There's a guy from Utah that's good. So there are different good players. Another name I'm looking at for if there's a safety at that position, Emmanuel McNeil Warren out of Toledo, 6'4", 202. I would not mind that pick. I'm also seeing mocked Tweten Stukes out of Arizona as a safety. So obviously the Bears need to go defense. And if there is a better player available, I'm good with that as well. What do you know, Dale, about some of these draft defense players?
I mean, first of all, welcome to picking in the 20s and 30s where the Packers have been forever. There are no elite guys at that point. But the Bears have with 57 and 60 picks that they could use to move up in the first round. There are probably, I think there are 2 elite edge rushers. I think one of them is from Ohio State. The name escapes me at this point, but you're not going to get them unless you move into the top 5, right? You'd have to package a bunch of things to move there to get to an elite player. There's probably
you're probably talking about Arvell Reese.
Yes. Thank you.
Yep.
I think there are maybe 20 first-round guys in the draft right now. Everybody wants to move back. I don't know who was in the chat that said that everybody's trying to move back, but everybody is trying to just accumulate depth picks. And the Bears are in that spot where I like the tackle out of Alabama. I mean, those are the kind of guys that you're going to get at 25. You're not going to get an elite edge guy at 25. I don't want to say it's a wasted pick. You're almost better dropping back into round 2, seeing what the board does in the first round, and then picking from guys there. If that's what I would do if I was the Bears, because you're not getting the guy that you want at 25.
You're not gonna get like Bain from Miami or anything like that at 25. He's not falling that far. So
he might though.
That would be the guy that actually might fall that far because of all his legal stuff. I'm with you that his talent is way higher than 25, but he's like I'm going to age myself here. He's the Warren Sapp that just keeps dropping down the draft when he's super talented. I think if Bain is there at 25, you'd snatch him. If you think you got guys in the locker room that can handle him and turn him into a professional, because it's not like, he did shit, but it's not like he murdered someone. Do you know what I'm saying? There are people that do bad things, and there are
didn't kidnap anybody.
He didn't kidnap anybody, but he'll outplay his, one. He won't have one pick for 2 years.
If he got 10 sacks, you do what you want, bro.
You figure it out, right? Can you outplay your bullshit?
I didn't even know this.
That's what it is. If your bullshit is greater than your capacity to play, you can't be here. But if you're better than that, you stay.
Yeah, you can stay.
Ruben Bain is the guy that if he's there, you absolutely snatch him if you're the Bears.
I'm also seeing some other, obviously this would be if the Bears didn't trade back. There's definitely options like at center. Logan Jones would be a nice center. There's also a center out of Florida that I think would be good. Jake Slaughter. So obviously if you get like a lineman that falls, but that could be obviously in that either 57 or 60 pick. I think there is value later on. Like everyone's going to try
Dunker?
Jennings. I don't think he's going to be there. I'm not really sure where. I would love Dunker. I mean, obviously, as an Iowa guy, I'm not really sure where he's going to be drafted, but I feel like he's pretty coveted by the Packers, at least Packer fans on Twitter. So,
yeah, he has a like the amount of like just memes that you see about him nowadays.
I mean, that's an immediate like Quick Trip sponsor, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, and I'm seeing different names. Obviously, Anthony Hill Jr., linebacker out of Texas. Bears need linebackers. Seventh letters. Favorite guy is not there anymore.
Who?
Fat Nose.
Wow, yeah. Fat nose ass. He always
I don't know. I'm seeing pick 60. Malachi Lawrence as an edge out of Central Florida. Jalen Kilgore, pick 3, round 3, pick 87 as a safety out of South Carolina. I don't like South Carolina players. So I mean, there are picks, later on in the draft. Obviously, running back might be something they address later on. They hit gold with Monangai late. I'm seeing maybe in round 4, the Bears go Nicholas Singleton running back out of Penn State. Or even there's another running back Bears could get as well. Do you know much, Dale, about Damon Claiborne out of Wake Forest?
I don't, because that's ACC football, right? Like I've never watched a Wake Forest game in my entire life.
I don't think many people have either.
I don't. We are having a draft show, and I'm bringing a draft expert on. I'm not going to pretend like I know guys that are going to go in the 4th and 5th round. Sorry.
He's fast. He's fast.
Yeah, I mean, so there's all these different positions, and I think you're right. It is going to be interesting to see how it goes because I mean, you have people trying to trade back, but I mean, you're not going to really get a lot of value. So it is almost best player available. It is. I mean, so you said that as well, Trev. So if you go 54 is a Bears fan, he said, I'm agreeing with Packers fan way too much here.
It's because I'm right.
You can say 5 Hail Marys, but those are not. Those are Caleb Williams Hail Marys.
Oh,
you realize, this is going to continue to happen until the Packers beat the Bears.
Can't wait, yo. Oh,
you know what? The schedule release is coming. That's going to be interesting, obviously, as well. But I mean,
if the Bears play the Packers week 1, then the Packers are winning. So based on last,
how
year.
are they winning without?
I'm just saying based on last.
They need them. They beat y'all twice. They just gave up. They gave y'all the one game. Jesus beat the Packers. The second game, they had y'all blew out. They was blowing y'all out, and then all of a sudden, the freaking coach let them blitz the whole third quarter and get back in the game. It's ridiculous, yo. I'd have been screaming them to death. He scored a touchdown.
Imagine a Lions fans freaking out right now about this. Imagine being a Packers fan and watching this. It's like, this is the team we don't want to lose to. We should have swept you guys. But we didn't. And Caleb made those clutch throws. Let's be honest. At the end of the day, he made 2 clutch throws against the Packers that we'll see on replays for years. Just like when Rodgers threw it to Cobb. You saw that for years.
Yep.
All right. Well, there was some news as well, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an option to kind of talk about this. Obviously, it's been back and forth. It looks like the Bears may be moving to Indiana. So I know Packer fans want to weigh in on this and throw coal on me. Go ahead, Dale. This is your opportunity. I'm giving you an opening, a window.
This is unfair. You should not allow this on your podcast. I can't wait for the Gary Bears. That is endless. That is endless podcast fodder for literally my entire lifetime.
You've been waiting for this.
Chicago is such a shithole city that they have to move to Gary as an improvement. That's great.
I got family in Chicago, right? So we drive there, and every time I drive through Gary, it just gets dark.
It's
because they don't even have street lights there. It's just abandoned factories. It'll be like the Bears Stadium and then just abandoned factories all the way around it. I will go to a Gary Bears game. I don't even need the Packers to be playing in that game just so I can go.
And then they can have like the Jackson 5 or the Jackson 3 or whatever.
Whoever's alive still. Singing the national anthem.
we got the Michael Jackson movie coming out with his
so
like his nephew or something.
I say like, all right, don't count your cards right yet, because one of the best artists in history came from Gary, Indiana. So just saying,
Jackson, man.
Who was that?
Michael Jackson. Like,
no, he was from Gary. Okay,
yeah. So I mean,
I got the reference.
Well, how long ago was that? You've been like
over
a
it doesn't
thousand
matter.
since? Well, this one time we had a legend.
Gary is effed up. Man.
It is. I drove by there. Yeah.
But where they have their current stadium right now is gorgeous.
One Super Bowl.
Like their location in Chicago right now is fantastic. It's just that the stadium is, I don't know.
It's not owned by the team either. So obviously I'm not from Chicago, so people on Twitter can throw all the coal on me. It doesn't bother me as long as we're beating the Packers. I'm good with it. But I do have to admit, it's a decent location, kind of being right there in the city. But yeah, I mean, there's really nothing special about Soldier Field. And yes, I said that. I've been there a few times, and it's like, this is the one thing I have to say good about the Packers. Yes, the Lambeau experience is better than the Chicago Bears experience at Soldier Field. So now I'm going to have to go for one.
You like them bratwursts?
Detroit is a better experience than the Chicago. It is.
You heard
been there.
Well, the draft was decent. It was
Stop lying, yo. You was just all caught up, all Green Bay'd out last year. It was way better in Detroit.
It was better.
About all them old players that don't play there no more. Not Aaron Rodgers. You think about the Lambeau Field was so beautiful. The aura, the lore, the this, the that. And Detroit clearly was better. The best draft, man. The best draft.
I have to tell you, though, Seventh Letter, being on site in Detroit, and I think I said this on the podcast, like logistically, like none of the Ubers, no one really knew how to access the site. It was there were so many people.
It was so many
people. It was.
Right.
Yeah. There's like a casino down there too. And it was but tell you what, it was an experience.
Yeah, I like the trade a lot. I was like, I'm going back this year. Hopefully.
But back to the stadium being in Indiana. Like, how far is this from Chicago? Like, I've never seen Gary. From what you guys are saying, it's like not a tropical destination I want to go to. But like, what are we talking here for drive-wise for Chicago
tropical
fans?
Destination.
It's like right next to it. It's right next to it. Once you get
like a suburb,
it's right there.
Right across. You can actually see Chicago from. It's actually Gary, Indiana is where it would be is closer than Arlington Heights would be. Arlington Heights would be closer for Packer fans to come and spend the money and lose to the Bears in a site there. I don't know. Whatever. I mean, they have to figure something out. Illinois is kind of fumbling this, whole issue. Obviously, I think Pritzker trying to be in a presidential kind of position, I think that hurts everything. And there's a lot of things I think with the city they want to spend money on as opposed to billionaires or franchise. But I don't know. It does. When you look at legacy for the Bears, obviously staying in Illinois would be important. But as someone who's not from Illinois, it's still going to be the Chicago Bears. So.
Yeah, the Giants play in New Jersey. It's not that bad.
Yep.
Yeah, they won Super Bowls, so
it's only going to be a thing for Packers to try to latch onto something when you're losing to Caleb over and over again.
I love this because, like, finally you have something to say after 5 years of being on this show with you. You know what I'm saying? And I always make these little pot shots, and I've been doing it for years. And it's like now I'm like, oh man, yeah. Now I know what it feels like.
I appreciate you taking it well, and I always appreciate all you guys being on. And obviously, as we close out tonight, lots to look forward to the draft as well. And Dale, where can everyone find you as we close out?
Again, you can find us at AVG Cheese Pod. You can find us on Instagram at AVG Cheese Podcast. You can find our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you can find a podcast. Go listen.
I still think I do have one of your shirts. I gave away a few at the Kansas City draft for you and got the picture for you. I think everyone needs to follow and like you on Twitter. Let's build you back up again so that Caleb can knock you down.
Joe.
All right, I gotta stop. All right,
never coming
back. See you in 6 months after we beat the Bears.
Yeah. Hey. Anything's possible. All right. Well, definitely like and subscribe. You always have some great stuff, and you guys have some good just links to your podcast numbers and stuff like that with play. Just a lot of great stuff. And one of your co-hosts is across the pond, right?
Yeah. Peter hasn't been on in a minute, but he's like the intelligent one of the group when he comes on. We're just my buddy Todd and I are just the two guys talking in a bar. So.
Yeah, I've listened to a lot of your guys' podcasts. I think you do a great job.
I appreciate it.
I highly recommend it to any Packers fan.
You won't get a lot of facts, but you'll get a lot of bullshit.
Okay, but if you think about it, people think about streamers, okay? Video game streamers. Some are the best in the world at their game. Some are entertaining. And some are just in the middle of that. And I would say, you guys are super entertaining, and you do have a lot more knowledge than you're giving yourself credit for. I like it.
It's very kind.
I also enjoy it. And speaking of the Packer love, you also do a great job at your content. Put out a ton of it. Trev, where can everyone find you?
Yeah, you can find me at RevTrevNFL, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, X, all over the place. Please stop by. And I think this conversation with Dale about our wide receivers is getting a video tonight. So I'm loving it. I need to get inspired for that conversation. That's a great one.
Lots of great stuff. Definitely like and subscribe all Rev Trev's stuff over all the platforms. And Dre, always great to have your insights. You had a lot of great insights about your maybe it's a new model going forward in NFL, the GM triumvirate. Maybe it could be a fad coming forward. But Dre, where can everyone find you as we close out?
I mean, collaboration is always a good thing, so I'll say that triumphant or not. Anyway, you can find me on X, Twitter at Skullman Sports. I'll be tweeting a lot over the next few weeks, or at least the next week, for NBA basketball with Timberwolves in the playoffs. So I guess the thing is now take root for the Timberwolves. So here we go. Thanks for having me.
Always great to have you. And I don't know what that's like, really meaningful playoff basketball in Chicago. So for a while, so right. I have to piggyback on Milwaukee. But you can find me on NFL Outdated.
Yeah, the years between 23 and 45 was a really hard time for y'all.
It was. I'm a Bulls fan.
Yeah. It still is. It still
prime
is.
Derrick Rose, and then what?
Derrick Rose. What could have been?
Timberwolves legend, 50-point game. All right. So
there you go. There you go.
Rose. Yeah. Well, seventh letter. Always a pleasure to have you. Where can everyone find you as we close out?
Seventh letter 4 on Twitter X, same OG on Instagram and Facebook. Always a pleasure to see you guys. Follow my boy Dell. I always, thank you for, reaching out to me or whatever when I was going through my little thing, man.
Absolutely.
Brother, follow that man. Very solid individual, period. So are you guys too. And Please enjoy the weather. I hope it warms up wherever you guys are. Andy, you can finish getting all the water from out your basement or whatever the fuck. You know.
Thankfully, I'm in an apartment. I don't have a basement, so I'm good.
But you should have said, "Yeah, I got a basement, man." Don't tell everybody about where you live. Damn, I was, You could take the water out of your Porsche, get the water out your Porsche. You know what I'm saying? You left the window open last night. Okay, get all the water out.
No, what I was saying, I'm on an apartment on Cloud 9 as the Chicago Bears are the NFC North Kings. There's always a.
I'm never gonna miss another podcast again. I'm gonna be here every week, and I'm recording this myself. I'm gonna take down all this stuff that you
all
said.
The receipts.
Yeah, because I missed the Justin Fields stuff, and I never recorded all that. And you will never put it, you never post it ever again. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have as much time to it.
You do have time. You do. All the shit you talk all year, you post the Justin Fields stuff.
I'll go back to my archives.
Yes, go into your archives and give a history of all the Justin Fields lies and fake news you put up on his fucking podcast. Years. For years. All the predictions, he's a real quarterback and all that. And I don't like, and then even put I don't like Caleb Williams. His nails is painted.
All right. So maybe that's my next project, the evolution of NFL Outdated from.
I'm recording this. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about this. Right. Don't worry about this. I got this. I got this.
Can you post also the videos after or Seventh Letters reaction after week 9 and after week 17 from last year?
Man,
I think we already did. I think that's already on our TikTok.
Yeah, we can repost it if you want.
I died.
You did.
When I lose, yo.
It's so much more fun when you win.
Yeah. I just don't like to lose. I like the Lions a lot, yo. I do. My whole life.
And that's the point. Yeah, obviously we have facts here, we have feelings, we have all that fun stuff. And you can find us Wednesdays 9:30 CST on YouTube, NFL Outdated on Twitter X, on Instagram, NFL Outdated, and you find us on Freezin 4 Pod on TikTok. Definitely like and subscribe. Appreciate everyone, all the comments tonight. Lots of great stuff. And we will catch you again next week. Once again, this has been the Freezin 4 NFC North Podcast. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good night.
Go Pack, go.
Bear